what are SaaS companies experiencing when it comes to continuous integration and deployment in environments where they're deploying many, many times a day? How is that stressing IT ops?
Yeah, it's a huge issue for them. So number one, typical SaaS company grows like crazy, especially at the initial stages and later through potentially through acquisitions and all that. We have seen it, right? So they have this, hockey stick growth. So to deal with that itself is quite hard. That's on one side. Second side is they deploy the resources they deploy on cost can just explode like crazy. As we know, for SaaS companies, on one side, customer acquisition cost is quite high in general. Again, there are exceptions there, but the norm is the CACs are very high.
Mm.
If they spend a lot of money on infrastructure, which is disproportionate to the growth of the top line, it becomes a serious issue. The unit economics, go down the tube for them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's one challenge that they have. Second challenge is they deploy things, as you said. It's the new architecture, and they oftentimes it's all in various. They patch the methodology for SaaS companies is you take whatever software or system that's available that is best for you, and then you just integrate it. And these days, thanks to phenomenal development in the API in the API space, we can do that, right? We can just put together a large number of items and make it all work. It's like an orchestra. So
Mm-hmm.
SaaS company, think of it as a orchestra, and ITOps. I wouldn't call the ITOps person the conductor of the orchestra, but someone who has to make sure that everything is playing right. So it's a serious challenge on the velocity of change, the pace with which features are rolled out, as you said, and at the same time trying to optimize the cost without just throwing money out from a helicopter. It is seriously challenging. And where does the burden come on? The IT ops person, because feature development is great, right? You say, I need this new feature, have these customers, I can sell it, I can price it, I can market it, all that on one side. But if the thing doesn't work after the customer comes on, the gun gets pointed at the IT ops person.
Yeah.
And what we have found is that they struggle at times. Certain the cloud environments give you certain metrics. They're not sufficient. The other things that you deploy, they give you metrics. They're not sufficient. And oftentimes, to find out where the problem is, it is not easy. That means you need to have a much bigger, broader view, much detailed view, correlating across the different entities, and then being able to quickly know what the problem is and where the problem is, because you cannot afford, after you roll out a new offering, that things go down. That is disastrous for the company, especially for a
Yeah.
SaaS company, because your entire mantra is, hey, I can give you a new feature every Monday morning, but now that you love the feature and you come on board, it doesn't work.